Hello, and welcome to the Schmidt List, the podcast for people dedicated to managing successful projects, developing impactful products, and building engaged teams. And now, here's your host, Kurt Schmidt.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. On today's show, I'm talking to Adam Clarke, Vice President of IT at Quality Bicycle Products, the largest distributor of bicycle parts and accessories in the industry. Today, we ask the question, how can IT balance a focus on stability while still being innovative? Adam and I talk about how internal hackathons and small team experiments have grown the QBP IT department into an agile department that is a strategic part of how they do business. Well, enough preamble. Let's get right into the conversation with Adam. I hope you enjoy it. All right, Mr. Adam Clarke, well, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining today.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your current role and what you're doing over at Quality Bike Products.
Sure. So I'm the Vice President of IT at QBP, Quality Bicycle Products. Ultimately, I'm responsible for technology strategy for our company, for QBP. But I lead a team of pretty talented people who are, continuously designing, building, supporting, all of our kind of technology initiatives and all the cool things we do to create opportunity for our business.
That's great. And how big is the team?
We've got 43 people today.
Wow.
And that's 43 full-time people. And then we've, obviously we, occasionally work with consultants and, part-time folks every once in a while. But that's kind of the bulk of our team.
That's great. And what sort of systems do you guys lord over, as it were?
A little bit of everything. So I can talk a little bit about how we're structured. So we have applications teams that are responsible for, kind of sets of applications in our business. So we run SAP here. So we have an SAP team that, oversees development and configuration of our ERP system. We have an SAP CRM system. We have a trade and compliance system that's part of SAP. So we've got a team that does that. We have another applications team that supports all of our distribution center systems. So we have warehouse management systems in our 4 domestic distribution centers in the U.S., and then we've got another distribution center in Taiwan. We've got a business intelligence and analytics team, a small team. That's a couple people that are, building our data warehouse, building ETL, helping with, kind of report and, kind of metadata level BI development. Mm-hmm. Then we have an eCommerce team that really has been building our B2B e-commerce system from scratch. That's mostly a Java-based microservices architecture with a lot of different components that make up the B2B system. Oh,
that's great.
And then we've got so those are the kind of key applications teams. Then we've got a kind of systems and infrastructure group that includes our sysadmins, database administrator, and then our frontline support too. We've got a support desk that really is kind of the tier 1 support for any of our technology throughout the business.
Okay, that's cool. Well, yeah, and like I said, you guys have your hands in a lot of pots around there as an IT team, and I can imagine that the way that you approach delivering on the work has got to be also unique. Do you follow an agile practice, a waterfall, a Scrum or fall? What sort of processes have you found success with over the years?
It's definitely evolved over the years. So I've been at QBP for almost 13 years, and it's totally different now than it was when I started. And we've definitely had an evolution.
Yeah.
Today, I'd say we're more of an agile, kind of Scrum approach to most of our work. We've got product owners for most of our systems that are typically actually in our business, and you kind of follow that agile framework. I think everybody does it a little differently, so we've kind of got our own flavor, I feel like.
Sure.
We also still, we do things waterfall occasionally too. If we've got a big project or, something with a tight timeline, we definitely kind of go back to that mindset sometimes. And I think that, that makes sense occasionally too.
I talk to people a lot about being okay with mixing processes for the type of work or the type of challenge you got in front of you, and that should be okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I think we've just learned to adapt and try to do what works best for us.
Mm-hmm. So in growing and managing a team that large, along with a lot of those different systems that they have to cover, what have you found to be some of the more challenging aspects of being able to deliver on that work? Is it the technology and the systems? Is it keeping the culture alive? Is it being able to be flexible with processes?
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of challenges, over the years. I'd say today, we've got pretty good, connection with our business. We've solved a lot of our early challenges with, not having clear processes, not having a clear method of, prioritizing our work. We've figured a lot of that out.
Sure.
I think some of our bigger challenges we're focusing on now is, really breaking down a lot of the silos both in our teams and IT, and then with the business too.
Sure.
We're finding that a lot of the strategic projects we're working on for our business, require us to think about some of the things a little bit differently, and involve people from a lot of different teams.
Yeah.
And so that's something that we're really focusing on, trying to work better together.
Yeah.
As a team, and with our business going forward, just so we can help the business the
Sure.
most.
A lot of IT leaders these days are saying very similar things. They're saying we've got to integrate better with the account team, the marketing teams, the distribution teams. Like, there's a lot of crossover in digital as those sorts of things make their way into the rest of the business. Whereas before, you could do spreadsheets and a number of things to hack together, but now you need much more streamlined systems. Your customers are demanding better access to data. I hear that quite a bit, that's a challenge for folks in positions like yours.
Yeah, and I think IT folks are in a great position to really have an impact here. We've got our business units can become siloed too, and we've got IT folks that are interacting with a lot of different parts of our business. They're exposed to, technology, with, different conferences they're going to, or, different vendors they're working with. So there's huge opportunity for them to, kind of connect those dots and, really come up with some cool solutions.
You not only have to keep the lights on, but you have to keep innovating, right?
Yep.
How do you, Adam, balance those different charges? Because a leader in your position obviously is charged with both, right? You have to keep the ball moving, but at the same time, I want to see what other shiny balls are out there, right?
Yep. That is definitely a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
In addition to, we're trying to connect a little bit more with our business. We're trying to simplify interactions with them. Today, we can have a project where we may have 3 IT teams working on the same project and 3 points of contact for, somebody in the business. And we're trying to simplify that and make that a little clearer, which is really, I think is really helping us.
Yeah.
As far as the innovation piece, I'm really trying to focus on, encouraging that, promote that, and really share. We've got some really cool things that come out of our teams, but a lot of times people don't ever hear about it. Even
right.
within IT, we've been using Git for, kind of a source code repository for one of our teams for like 3 years.
Sure.
It's been great. And another one of my teams has been using Subversion, and they had no idea that Git has been used at QBP for 3 years, and it really could have helped them a lot.
Sure.
And, so I'm trying to encourage more sharing and kind of more connections on some of the stuff. Definitely within our team, and then throughout our business too. So one thing we're doing that I'm kind of excited about, we just rolled out a program we're calling Tech Lab, and what it is we're going to do it biannually right now, but we kick this off in August. And really what we're trying to do is encourage people on the team to come up with their own kind of creative ideas. And so I'm giving people 3 months to kind of work on whatever they want to work on. This is something that they can work on this on the clock, whatever, at work. That's great. But we're saying, the other project work or whatever has to take priority
Sure.
ahead of this.
Sure.
But people always have downtime and, kind of time to work on things that they might not otherwise plan for sometimes.
Right.
So we rolled this out to the team, kind of gave them not a lot of rules. You've got time to work on, whatever you want. We're going to have them come back in 3 months, and we're going to have kind of a cross between Shark Tank and a science fair, where we're going to have folks share their ideas and, basically have 2 or 3 minutes to talk about the idea, maybe one PowerPoint slide. If they've got a proof of concept, they can show that. But we'll cycle through, if we can get 20 people to participate, that'll be a success in my mind. But we'll cycle through these pretty quickly. And then we'll have kind of a science fair, about an hour happy hour / social time afterwards to kind of talk with each other about these different ideas, answer questions. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to add an air of competition to this and have some voting on kind of a best in show. We're going to have everybody vote, but we're going to evaluate these ideas based on practicality. Is this something that, is possible? And then opportunity for our business. We want things that create some sort of opportunity. It could be business opportunity. It could eliminate some technical debt that we have. It could, make some operation, simpler. We want some sort of opportunity from the business out of this stuff. So we're just starting this now. I've heard of a lot of cool ideas. People are pretty excited about it, and so I'm excited to see what we come up with. And, I think a lot of this stuff probably won't go anywhere. Some of these ideas maybe they'll influence another project. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 great ideas that come out of it.
Yeah.
But, I think, even if we spark an idea somewhere else with, something somebody shares, I think that's a success.
Yeah,
so.
No, I love this idea, and I've encouraged it in a lot of other places I've had the pleasure of working with, and not just even in the tech department, but I've seen even marketing departments take on a hackathon sort of approach, and even some sales teams take on a hackathon sort of approach that is great, not only for getting employees and team members bought into being part of the solution, having impact or seeing their impact of the work that they do on a day-to-day basis, but also really focusing on creating the type of culture you really want to be a part of.
Yeah, and I think giving people autonomy too, to kind of make their own decisions and do their own thing, and not always be working on projects the next ticket that may have come in from somewhere pretty far removed from their day to day.
Yeah, and so on the e-commerce side of things, not only are you obviously keeping the business running, you're also helping as part of sales. You're helping in that area. Tell me about some of the opportunities and things you've seen over the years. Obviously, you've been at QBP for quite a while. You've been a big part of that evolution, especially with e-commerce. Can you tell me a little bit about how that's been for you guys and where you're seeing successes?
Sure. So, QBP, just to kind of give you a little bit of background. So QBP, we're Quality Bicycle Products. We're, traditionally a distributor. Really what we are trying to do is we're trying to connect consumers to, great cycling brands through specialty bike shops or bike retailers. So we're kind of in the middle of, these great brands, great products that people want. Some of them are our own brands that we own, and some of them are, kind of vendors that we represent. And we want to connect those to people, through our customers who are, primarily specialty retail. So a lot of our, strategy and, initiatives are focused on building that. So initially, we've had some flavor of a B2B e-commerce site since I think 1999. So this is something that it's been almost 20 years since we, started doing business online. It's gotten to the point where, I think 90+% of our orders are coming in through our website. And that's been pretty consistent over the last probably 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Really what we're focusing on the future is, kind of continually